There's a chili recipe in the field day guide.
Oh my.
Yep. Okay. There you go.
Keep my head on my hairs.
I might make that.
I'm not joking. I'm Timmy.
I'm Justin.
And I'm hopefully Nathan.
And this is 3 Old Tech Dudes.
So what are the happenings in the amateur radio world here?
Well, fellers, it's June. You know what June means in the amateur radio?
It's hot.
Amateur radio community.
It's hot.
I'm pretty sure it's May still.
Stop! It's gonna air on the YouTubes in June.
Oh,
Well, am I right then? It's hot?
Yes.
All right.
It's hot, and it's June, and that means Field Day is coming up. What is
Field Day?
What is Field Day? You know what Field Day is?
I'm the question asker here.
I failed. Well, let me just tell you what the Field Day is. It's not the Field Day. It's kind of like it's the Google. It's not the Google.
It's not?
No.
Is it the Walmarts?
yes.
I thought this would just tell me what Field Day is.
No.
Get that. Field Day is an event sponsored by the American Radio Relay League here in the United States, but many around the world participate in it. It's the last full weekend in June every year. And this year, that would be June...
My goodness.
June 26th and 27th.
CQ Field Day.
CQ Field Day, CQ Field Day.
You'll get
Whiskey 9 Golf
so
University.
tired of hearing that.
Yes. And it just sounds like... Mostly.
How's that?
That's how it sounds. They don't need to hear that again.
Yeah, pileups are just noise. I don't know how to really.
So,
not a big fan.
What happens on field days is people get together out in the woods. They get out at parks. They get out at their local ham radio clubs or emergency activation centers.
Yep.
And
in the middle of a field.
They'll string up a wire as an HF antenna, maybe a G5 RV, maybe a dipole, maybe a vertical.
Yeah,
maybe a beam.
They might fire themselves up a generator or run off some batteries.
Yep. So if you need to build an antenna for field day or think you want to, we'll put the link here.
Oh, yeah.
We got some of those. We got some of those right here on the channel you can go build.
Yeah. So...
I apologize for the sound. But,
did any of those get used on field day that you built on the channel?
Hilariously, no. However, the G5 RV that I built
your
is in
antenna
the
here at the
backyard.
house.
I use it here.
Cool.
I take it back. Yeah, we did use one for field day, actually.
I thought we did.
20?
I think the 20 meter.
We made a 20 meter. Yeah, we didn't use the random wire.
So I made a random wire, a G5 RV, and a 20 meter. The G5 RV is in my backyard, and it works fine, and it's been up now for a couple of years, or a year, or whatever.
That's right. Talked to you on it many a time.
Yep.
What's this here fancy color book you got there, Timmy?
Well, this is a fancy color book from ARRL called QST Magazine. It's been around for 100+ years, and you can sign up for you become a member of the ARRL, and they'll send you this magazine every month. Plus, you can look at all the archived articles. It's this one here.
So we have the June. Is that the June episode?
This is the June issue of QST, June 2021. So,
yep.
So you got an old boy on the front there operating his field day station on a picnic table, and his wife's sitting there pretending she likes it, like most wives, as they do, and.
Mine just looks at us and goes, "Y'all have lost your minds."
Now,
as you do, they pretend.
The really cool thing about Field Day is it's a great opportunity for you if you're not currently an amateur radio operator, you don't have your license, you can go to a Field Day event and possibly make yourself a contact.
If you're a technician and you've never operated HF or even seen it, this is a great time to go see it. You don't have to go invite yourself to some other guy's house to see his radio because it's right out there in the open.
Yep.
You can probably operate it because you're able to operate under, say, club calls, or if there's an amateur extra or a general in your group, you can operate under their call sign as the control operator as long as they're present with you. That's for Part 97 rules. So we usually operate with our local ham radio club, the Hoosier Hills Ham Club, and we usually use our contesting call of W9 Golf Uniform Sierra. It's a call that the club obtained about a decade ago in honor of Virgil I, better known as Gus Grissom. He was an astronaut that was slated to be in the early Apollo missions, and I think he was even maybe going to be one of the moon astronauts, but he was tragically killed in a launch pad test fire in 1968. But he was from our local area here where we all live in the vicinity of.
Yep.
And so we use that call sign. That's kind of neat. And the goal is basically make as many contacts as you can, test out your batteries, see if you're prepared in an emergency and how far you can contact. We usually make several hundred contacts a year. So and then you turn them all into the contacts into the ARRL as a club. And this year you're also able to operate from your home station and give credit to your club as they had modified the rules in 2020 to do as well due to the pandemic situation. So that's neat stuff. So yes, last year they had 10,213 entries. It was a record number of field day entries in history last year.
I think
I'm sure due to that rule, but
I'm sure it's because everyone's sitting at home. Well, I might as well do radio, which
Yep. It says here more than 40,000 hams participate in field day each year. I believe it. People come out that don't come out for anything else for that and visit for at least a few minutes quite often.
Yep.
So,
a lot of times there's food.
There's food. We're gonna have food. The club didn't know that yet. But we're gonna have food. We'll probably know by the time.
We might have chili.
So this QST has a chili recipe in it. It says Uncle Grant's Field Day Chili. I would put it on the channel here, but this is copyrighted material. So so find you a ham who has QST and maybe make some of this chili because it looks good. Oh, it's got shredded cheddar cheese. It's got sour cream in it. It's got that's suggested. I can't even read right. Those are the toppings.
Man.
So it's got you can add some jalapeno to it, some habanero hot sauce, make it a little spicy.
I might make that.
Mm-hmm.
So I bet
that's good.
if you probably, my guess is if you Googled this, like literally on the ARRL website, you probably have access to see this, even if you're not, maybe. I haven't looked, but
I don't know.
I would guess you probably have the ability to see that page.
The recipe.
Says it's a chili recipe from ARRL CEO Dave Minster in A2AA. Uncle Grant. It's his Uncle Grant's chili. That's a perk of being the CEO of the ARRL. You can get your Uncle Grant's chili recipe in the QST. That's hilarious.
And made by thousands of people.
So maybe now.
We have a lot of fun though. Field day is a lot of enjoyment too, because it's a lot of time just to get together with their hams and just enjoy talking about ham radio, play around with the stuff, and, building stuff. A lot of the guys build radios or build antennas.
Absolutely.
Go through old club photographs. We did that one year.
We did that one year. Yeah, that was neat.
Usually laugh at the fact I'm in some of them from the early 90s.
Sure.
That's Nathan. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we have a lot of fun when we get together. And then we get together with, who was there last year? Well, Greg was there last year.
The whole crew, the Shacking Off guys were there.
Yeah.
We have friends down. We had a fellow operating Scott, KD9CON, a good friend of mine, was operating a Kenwood TS5 or 820.
It's 820.
An 820. It's one of the old hybrid Kenwoods. Has two finals for the transmitter and solid state receiver. It's a really neat radio. Yep. He'd never got to operate. He's a tech, so he's having the radio for a while, just could listen. And he was excited to make some contacts on it, and he did on 20. Some good ones.
So we will try at least a little bit of a live thing, I think.
Yep, we'll do that.
We're going to try and do that. We'll probably get with Greg and see. I don't know if the rest of them will be up here. Maybe, we'll
see who's here.
So
I'm inviting the same crew and hopefully some more.
Norm, if you're going to make it up for field day, you should. We'll do a live thing together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just have some fun. But I think we could try that. So let's try it. Let's put together a live thing. Make sure you guys catch us on that week. It'll be Saturday.
It'll be Saturday, June 27th, I think.
Yeah.
It'll be June 26th. June 26th. Okay. We don't usually operate on the Sunday portion, so
but
a lot do, but a lot of people do. So it's a 24-hour period.
You can operate. What starts at
2 p.m. Eastern, so adjust to your time zone. So that will be
2
1
p.m.
Central.
Eastern the next day. So there are
all night
places,
long. You'll hear people.
Yeah,
it gets thinner, but they're still there.
There are clubs that do it all night long. They schedule time slots.
I used to, but I don't tolerate that quite like I did in my young days.
We're still usually there until midnight or after.
Quite often, yeah.
So we should try. We may try that.
One year, a couple of our guys stayed out till 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah,
Rick and Tim did.
That's
2 years ago. So
I
went home.
I like to sleep too much.
Right.
What time do you guys want to try that? I think maybe about 6.
What?
Let's see what. Well, we'll talk with Greg. Let's see what
just a
Greg's
video
able
at
to
a
do.
time too. Yeah.
Yeah.
6
So-
Eastern.
We'll put
That's a good idea, yeah.
We'll put the time because we're going to talk with Greg from Shacking Off and see if Norm can get up here too.
Yep.
And we'll just we'll probably before this video comes out. So we'll put a time down here.
So look for
us
three
at
old
that time.
and look for 3 Old Tech Dudes on Twitter. It's at 3 Old Tech Dudes 1 and on Facebook 3 Old Tech Dudes, and find us there because we'll post the times there as well. So
We have Twitter.
we do.
Do we have Instagrams?
We don't. We probably should.
We should get an
Probably should.
Instagrams. I like saying
We have
Instagrams.
Twitter and Facebook.
I like plural Instagrams.
Instagrams, like on the Googleator,
Mhm.
the Google machine,
Or Instagrams.
that jungle website where you buy stuff.
Yeah.
Evil
Bay.
I find a lot of good stuff on eBay. You got to watch it.
I bought a car door on eBay today.
I don't find anything
Car
good
door.
on
I did.
eBay. I find overpriced stuff that I pay way too much for on eBay.
Well, yeah, that's.
But
So if you haven't tried Field Day and you are a new ham or a ham that's been around for a while and just never bothered to do it, you really should find your local club who's doing it and get with them and try it.
and if you,
It's a lot of fun.
Maybe I'll make a voice contact this year.
that's right. Yeah, we've learned a lot of digital some years.
Yeah, I tore up digital last year.
If you don't have a local club or don't know how to find them, sometimes that can be tricky. You can find Field Day sites at ARRL.org/field-day-locator. Right here on the bottom of the screen, you see that.
Are we on there?
We'll
Mr.
be-
President?
We will be. I think I had it. I'll have to check tonight.
If you're local to us, if you're local to Southern Indiana and you want to stop by and see us or see Shacking Off, though at least Greg will be there probably.
I'm sure.
Make sure but you could look up Hoosier Hills Amateur Radio Club.
Yep, Hoosier Hills Ham Club. It's W9 and QYQ. That's Whiskey 9 Quebec, Yankee Quebec.
Yeah, you can look that up.
.org.
Yeah,
Just stick that in the Google. And
Yep, the address is on there, and that's where we're going to have our field day this year. Is our site out there? We got one of the few ham clubs around with a facility, so it's pretty unusual.
Pretty tall tower.
That's right.
Is it really a
So-
facility? That seems
a facility.
That seems fancy.
It's a
It's at the
building.
clubhouse. That's
There
how
we go.
Say it all that.
It's
I like that.
It's got a bathroom. So.
It does have a bathroom.
It's got a bathroom.
And it has a HVAC, so that's a win.
Yeah, it does have air conditioning. So it's 105 degrees outside. We're inside.
That's right.
'cause
So.
we're tech people.
Yeah.
Heat not good.
We'll have at least 2 radios going. I bet we'll have 4 this year, to tell you the truth. So, bandpass filters on different bands, and we go after it. So,
Yep. Let's see what else.
Competitiveness. If you're competitive, you can be competitive field day. A lot of people just do it for fun. I have a competitive spirit, but I also don't contest, which is kind of backward, isn't it? So, but field day, I like to see what we can do because I like to compete with other clubs. Being president of the club, I'm pretty fond of our little club and our little town. It's pretty nice. But you can get a lot of bonus points if you do things right. You can run 100% emergency power. That's 100 bonus points for transmitter. Well, there's 400 points right off if you got 4 transmitters. You can do media publicity for another 100 points. Just send a press release to the local paper and radio stations, whether they print it or not. As long as you send it, you can send that in with your application and get those 100 points. So you
you
set
done
up
that?
in a public place. I'm getting ready to do all this. So stop it. Stop that.
I'm the secretary. Aren't I supposed to do this?
Everybody else expects me to do it all. You just treat me so bad.
That's because you're the only one that can communicate on behalf of the club.
God.
I read that.
Wait a minute, you read?
Yeah, occasionally.
You could do a W1AW Field Day message where you copy a message transmitted from the ARRL headquarters in Connecticut. So
I'll tell you a
what now?
trick that people do for that. A lot of times they know when it's going to happen, so they'll just put a voice recorder or whatever on the radio and record it, and then go
write
back
it down.
and write it down afterwards.
I guess that counts as long as you're there when it happens. So
I think all you really have to do is just
yeah, you have to have the text.
have the text. That's
Yeah.
about it. But
You could handle messages. You could do a satellite QSO for 100 points.
We tried that
That's-
one year.
I've-
That
yeah,
was
that was-
awful.
that was rough.
I really want to do that this year, but you've got
we-
the radio to do it now, Tim. Though, so you've got
we
True.
could have. We were able to receive, and we could have brought it up. It was
When you get
just,
an
it
arrow
was
satellite
such a
antenna or
pile
something
up.
for laziness' sake, that's the easiest way to do it.
It was such a crazy pile up when we finally got into range.
Get Mike Wright to bring his
it
out.
was-
He's got
it was
one.
bad.
So, Lane
Same
Morrow's
features.
antenna. He's got the antenna that you would need to do it easy peasy. So
I could build the antenna.
you could. I won't have time.
The satellite dish at our disposal. Can we do something with that?
I want to.
We should.
I don't know what. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of neat things you can do with field day. You need to come out, eat some food, and meet some hams, and it's a pretty good time. It's
you might be able to eat some ham.
Hobby, so you might even eat some ham. Oh, good old country ham would be good, wouldn't it? My goodness.
We ought to have ham one day.
That's good stuff.
For people that show up for, the ham club.
Ham.
Like, here you go.
I always thought we need to sell ham at the ham fest.
There you go.
Because half people think it's an actual, pork ham fest anyway.
Oh.
I mean, a lot of people look like piggies, but anyway, so me too.
Some people steal our signs.
That's right.
Don't do that.
I'm going to do a video on the stolen sign sometime. I've seen those pop up in other YouTubers' videos.
Stealing's bad.
It's ridiculous. We have some very unique signs that have been pilfered repeatedly and somehow always managed to wander back within a year or two. So we'll have to tell those stories in the future. So
Indeed.
Anyway, yeah, you need to come out to Field Day, and we hope you join someone somewhere and get on the air and exercise these bands because it's a happening day. You're going to have any trouble finding anybody, and if not a few hundred somebodies or clubs. You hear a lot of club calls you're not going to hear on there otherwise, for example. So
that's true.
Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. Comments do a lot for the algorithm. So I've learned somewhere, supposedly. So, say a little something. Introduce yourself with your call sign. Tell us where you're having Field Day this year. Yep. If you watch this video after Field Day, either this year or a year in the future, put it down there. We'll still read it. So
yeah, and if you happen to catch us on the radio during Field Day,
be looking for Whiskey 9 Golf Uniforms here. That's where you'll find us. So
let us know in the comments that you heard us and get put the call sign to use because we're just kind of curious who's out there.
Absolutely, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Be
so
exciting.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
You're not going to guarantee it's going to be one of us, but we'll be on site. So
yeah,
I mentioned it in the queue, so maybe we'll be there.
It might be one of us, though.
It's very possible.
It's very possible.
So, yeah. Anyway, till next time, I'm Timmy.
I'm Justin.
I'm Nathan.
And this is 3 Old Tech Dudes.
7-3.
7-3.
Thanks for hanging out with us here on 3 Old Tech Dudes. Please subscribe to us here on YouTube for more tech old and new, tinkering at the workbench, repairs, ham radio, electronics, computers, and more. Please like this video and share 3OTD with your friends to help us grow the channel. We tweet at 3 Old Tech Dudes 1 on Twitter, and you can keep up with us on Facebook. Just search for 3OTD and look for our logo. Thanks so much for watching.